All right, and we say a good day to all of you at this moment of your time. As the Pleiadian Council, it is a pleasure and honor to establish contact with you. We speak on behalf of a galactic alliance and many other beings reaching out to your world. Right now in this space, your own guides are coming to reach you, as well as our energies entering this field. You can welcome us and welcome whoever you would like to reach out to, as all of us are here and now with you. And whenever you would like to open and receive our messages, we're simply a shift in your awareness away. We come to your world now as these are times of great change. We have been here with you, and in a sense we share the same origin. We love to support planets that are evolving like your own, and as we reach out to share some energy and some reflections, it also offers us reflections that supports our world in growing and learning how to better open to contact with emerging civilizations. Your world is on the verge of reaching more of your galactic family, but the change won't happen on the external level first, at least. It happens as you within yourselves reach to your own origins in the stars, which has everything to do with allowing your heart to attune to the frequency of love. The core of our message is always allow yourself to act upon your own highest passion to the best of your ability without any insistence on the outcome. This formula we speak about very often, and as do many other beings, and we share just to give you a foundation. It means that in every moment, when you bring your awareness back to your heart, and out of anything you could do, or think about, or spend some energy focusing upon, which particular experience or action or thing creates the strongest shift of energy in your heart, which creates the sensation of your heart opening, accelerating, beating quicker, and feeling more in tune with love. When you act upon this and let go of what happens, know that this action and that frequency in your heart is what accelerates your process and supports you in awakening to higher levels of your own true essence and your own multidimensionality. You can continue to simply flow with that energy. Continue to flow with whatever you feel so excited about. And this will change your world and will change everyone you meet when you are in that frequency. It's a new sort of contagion that can spread through your world. It is love. And each and every one of you, as you attune to your own higher self more, are spreading that energy into the world. Now, we would like to share a message today about the idea of home. For many of you seek to find home. Many of you long for a home that you seem to have lost. And many of you who experience the phenomena of being a star seed long for a home that is not of this world, because you remember in yourselves what it was like to be a different kind of being. Even though you've always experienced the soul in your human form, other aspects of your soul, the higher being that you are, remembers being beyond in worlds that were not as complex and flowed with greater ease. Though we wish to remind you here and now today that home exists within you. There are some fundamental laws of reality, and one of them is that everything is here and now. And for this reason, in the present moment, when you truly relax and let yourself unwind, you can experience that your past lifetimes, your future lifetimes are here with you. You can experience that those who have passed on and those you have yet to meet are here and now with you. And in your human experience, you get so caught up in time and space that sometimes you don't recognize that everything that has ever been and everything that has yet come to be is alive within you here and now. When you can return to this memory, you can restore that sense of oneness with your own higher self that supports you in recognizing wherever you are always home. In your world, many of you have said, home is where the heart is. And your heart is actually always with you. Your heart remembers that deep sense of connection with Source that sometimes you forget in incarnating in a physical world with so many structures and so many beliefs and so many ways that you have to fit in. And this is what leads so many of you to forgetting. Because home has everything to do with belonging. Home is about recognizing that the beings you're with are your family. And that the land you walk upon is yours. Yet you learn that in order to be a part of your world and have the right to experience your life in the best way that you prefer, that you must do so many things that really take you out of alignment with your truest self. And in that repetition of actions that are not really true to who you are, you develop a sort of amnesia. You think that once all of this is done, I'll be home. You think that once I get through this chapter of my life, then it'll ease up and I'll be able to settle in. You think that in your searching, you have not yet found. Though, when you bring yourself back to that sense that goes beyond physicality, the time and space that you occupy, and returns to that multidimensional sense of fullness, of endlessness, of non-locality, that it is all truly within you. These worries and these senses of having to move towards something and away from something else can truly dissolve into an experience of simultaneity in which you know time is a real experience, but an experiential illusion. And everything that you desire to experience and wish to return to can be experienced within you as a frequency. And that is a frequency that you can share through your being. Even if you are searching and working to develop a greater sense of connectedness, you can remember that all of the people around you ground you. It is the love that you exchange with others that creates a sense of belonging. And the bonds that you strengthen from one heart to another creates a network of light. As this network of light grows in your world, it is creating a stronger landing field for frequencies to move through your planet. These are frequencies from higher dimensions, yes, frequencies from our realm, but also from angelic realms and from source consciousness itself. You are evolving beyond these more primitive states that are based in fear and survival alone into a sense of loving togetherness. And this will help all of you remember you are all at home on Earth. Earth, for some of you, seems like a place of great challenge, and that is still very real. Yet, Earth is a place of transformation, and Earth will come to be a place of heaven, as you call it, once again. In order for that to happen, yes, work must be done, but the most important foundation is your remembrance. It is your remembrance of where you've come from, and your remembrance that there is a simultaneity despite the seeming illusion of time, and that wherever you're going, you're already there. Wherever you want to be, it's already here. As this becomes more real for you, and you continue to go on the adventure of searching and seeking and building connections while remembering your wholeness, you will create palpable shifts for those around you. When you are anchored in that remembrance of Source, you will support others in establishing that same remembrance simply through your being. It is that loving network of light that you create that will remind so many people around you that you are home already. And home can be so many places in your world. Home can be an experience that you have in connecting with so many different people in your world. Home can be experienced when you're on the move. Home can be experienced no matter how many times you move house. Home is a perception. That is all. And some of you will choose to live in one place and anchor yourselves there. Though most of you on the cutting edge will find that you have homes in many places. And as the timeline of your life plays out, you will retain a sense of home and familiarity with so many places and people on your earth. Cherish those memories and keep them alive. Continue to create stronger connections, as that will be what allows your world to change and transform. It is through building connection that you transform. Because without that connection, sometimes you don't feel safe to be fully who you are. It is the reflective mirror that others offer you that gives you deeper insight. And by taking in the love that they share, the self-love becomes even deeper and all the more real. So we hope this message supports you in feeling connected and feeling grounded and letting yourself be as free in your expression as you really wish to be. For there are even greater changes happening, and you will find that in these times, when you come to rely on each other more, you will discover the greater power of your own indestructible nature. We thank you for allowing us to share this message, and we can, yes, answer a couple of questions or reflect on some comments, some sharing, some musings, however you would like to proceed and whenever you wish.
I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for being here and for your presence here. It's a personal question.
Yes.
How do I find the time for myself and my spirituality when I have so many others to take care of and so many things to attend to that seem to take the forefront?
Well, you may want to take time for passions, for activities, for hobbies. Though when you speak of spirituality, we want to remind you that your spirituality is always. Your spirituality isn't in moments when you're meditating. Actually, the moments when you're helping and holding space for others are some of the most spiritual moments you'll ever have.
That makes sense. Thank you.
So, by remembering that the love that you share allows more love to return on to you, you can ease into the experience of being very needed by so many, and know that the energy you're putting out will come back to you. You may need to allow yourself to rely on others the same way that so many rely on you. Those that you come to rely on may not be the same as those who rely on you. Though creating that space of surrender, allowing yourself to be completely open with others, allowing yourself to be as reliant as so many are with you, will, in a sense, balance that feeling of always having to hold space for others. It can be coming to spaces like this one. It can be cultivating greater friendships of those who can really listen to you. And yes, in your time alone, allow yourself to dream bigger. Allow yourself to break free from some of the thoughts that make it feel as if you will always be as responsible as you are here and now. Remember that responsibility is not a constraint. Responsibility is a bond. Responsibility is your ability to respond. And as you respond in the ways that feel right for you, you can trust that there are others who will respond accordingly in your own life.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to you. Something more?
That's all.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mine's more of a global question.
All right.
How do I word this? Considering the pending upheaval of our geopolitical system,
Yes.
what's the best way to move through this and stay safe?
The first thing is to have no insistence on the outcome. So if you have belief systems that say you're only worthy if you're totally self-sufficient, or that you need this much in your bank account in order to feel secure, be prepared to have something shake them up. As your world is moving into that direction of remembering you are a true family. You are a global family. The human race is one big family. And in order to recognize that, some of the ways that you've made yourselves seem so independent and so self-reliant have to get shaken up and loosened up. Your world is built upon a false notion that you can be truly independent. But no one can actually meet all of their own needs, and no one can do all of the things in their life without the support of someone else. Many others, actually. So get comfortable relying on each other more. Get open to the idea that your communities are going to matter a whole lot more in this changing world. And as you realize this, you will recognize that for some time you've been holding out on letting yourselves fall into each other more and letting others fall into your open arms. You'll experience that it's a gift to be able to lift other people up when they're falling down. And the more that you get used to that sensation, the more you'll find that other people are always there to lift you up as well if you're falling down.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do I know how to trust myself?
What causes you to doubt yourself?
Never getting it right.
Are you sure that that's what's happening? You might have to redefine mistakes, because we don't really believe in mistakes. We only believe in opportunities to learn lessons. So look at past situations and notice the tendency to blame yourself for what happened, but open to another perspective and ask yourself, did I have the information or the knowledge to make a different decision in this moment? And you'll find, if you reflect on this in enough situations, that the answer is no. Because if you had the insight and you had the knowledge, at that time, you would have made a different decision. The decisions you made in the past were the best decisions you could have made. And they led you to lessons. And the lessons now are something that you have a hard time owning. The lessons are there as gifts to you. The lessons are there so you won't make those same mistakes again. But if you keep ruminating and instead of owning the lessons and celebrating them, you won't find yourself leveling up. So embrace everything that has been and trust that now that you know these lessons, you won't make those same mistakes again. Another level of trusting yourself has to do with having the insight to discern between the voice of your higher self and the voice of a negative belief. And this part is actually simpler than what we already explained. You know the voice of your higher self. You know the resonance field it creates in your heart. You know that when you're listening to your higher self, a sense of ease and surrender comes over you. The voice of a negative belief is an incessant loop of fear. And the voice of your higher self cannot be proven wrong. The voice of a negative belief insists on not being wrong. But you'll find that when you can bring awareness into that negative belief and choose to dissect it, that the negative belief isn't really true from every perspective. So the practices that you have, like meditation, will help you in those times when you find that the negative belief is too active. Breathe into your body where you have sensations of holding and tightness, and remember those moments of the greatest connection and surrender you experience. Breathe the light of your higher self into those places where there is tightness, and allow your body to unwind. The more you practice this, the more you will find it is easy to surrender to your higher self, and that these negative beliefs don't have to create as much doubt as they did before. And yes, all of you will be in a process of for some time of releasing more negative beliefs. But as you gain insight into what the process of releasing a negative belief really is, the easier it will be to do it again and again.
I have a question.
All right, yes.
You spoke on fear, and I feel like I have a lot of fear based on everything, like in my life.
Yes.
So, how do you have any recommendations of like how to release being so fearful of everything?
So, in a situation that triggers fear, either write down on a piece of paper or play out mentally, what would happen if this scenario turned out the way that I fear it would turn out? Play out the situation and then see where it would lead, and ask again, what would be the worst thing that could happen if this situation came up? Follow it to another situation. Continue to follow it until you get to the very worst possible thing that could happen if one thing goes wrong. And as you do this again and again, you'll find that there are similar themes. You might find that you're afraid of losing connection or losing resource or losing something. And when you face whatever that is, recognize that whatever you might lose is not really the truest resource. Many connections come and go. Many forms of abundance come and go. But no matter what you lose, or no matter if you find yourself in a situation that you find embarrassing, you will find that you can return to that state of love. Your higher self is never damaged by the ups and downs of your human experience. So, yes, you will find, if you do this, and if you play it out over time, that a sense of love can pervade. And also with fear, it's important to shake it loose from your body. If you are feeling yourself in a fear-based holding pattern, yes, play these games to prove the fear to be false, but also then take the shift into love. And this is why we speak so much of this formula of acting on your highest passion to the best of your ability without insisting on a particular outcome. These 3 steps can change your life very quickly. So when you aren't focused on fear, you can see that there's many options before you. Fear limits your options, but the truth is always that there's many more options than you think there are. And in that field of infinite possibilities, what out of anything you could possibly do with your time creates that sensation of upliftment in your heart? The more time you spend acting in ways that generate that feeling response for you, the more that feeling response will predominate. You have to spend as much of your time as possible in that state of an acceleration of love. Because as you spend time in that state, you'll find that you naturally return to it. When you recognize that you can let go and you can surrender to the flow of love, it'll be your natural preference and almost automatic response to do so. So you have to recognize the fear as it comes up, and first of all recognize this fear is a choice. Shake it loose from your body, yell it out, shout it out, dance it out, and then take a pivot. Recognize that you have the choice, shake the fear out, pivot. What could I do that would create the most love and excitement in my life now out of anything else? And do it. And if you do this often enough, you'll get very adept at interrupting the fear before it takes hold of you. Or thanks to you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do we support the young ones at this time?
Encourage them to follow their passion. Encourage them to be totally open to whatever their heart asks them to do. Let them know it's okay to make mistakes, and let them know it's okay to not be perfect. Assure them that even though your world seems so challenging, that it's actually always been this way. Some of the young people growing up now have this sense that you're living in a doomsday because you're seeing the collapse of so many systems and so many old ways of being in your world. And this is not doomsday, this is actually the new dawn, but few have realized it yet. So, in the best ways you can, encourage them to tune out of those sources of information that trigger within them that fear. Let them know that they are creating the new world with their passion, and they will have so much support in doing it. Let them discover their creativity. Let them give youth and life a great chance. Let them simply play. They don't need to take on the sense of the great fear and the great paralyzing responsibility that so many other generations have grown up with. And yes, assure them that their own heart has all of the answers, and when they make mistakes, they'll figure it out. Yes, the most important thing is to encourage them to remember they're free, and that whatever truly calls to their heart will be of great use to the world if they dedicate themselves to it. And it's okay if they follow a path and they have to take a different turn. Life will show them where they really need to go.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's a personal question. I have been working on clearing multiple rashes and skin things throughout my body, all tied to different things, through past life work and trauma work and detoxing and changing diet and all of the things that have been brought to me up to this point and tonight as well. My question is there anything that I have that I should add to this or shift my energy towards to help clear the response my body is giving due to all this? Or do I just keep coasting how I'm going and it's on its way out?
It is on its way out because you've made so many shifts. You might still experience some of these symptoms, but recognize that this is really a manifestation of the disconnection in your root chakra. And now that you're making so many shifts to open that root chakra and feel truly rooted and truly connected, your body will stop creating these symptoms in time. So pay attention. You might find that if it flares up again, you're in the process of clearing a belief that creates that sense of ungroundedness and unsafety. So find your edges. Where do you still have fear of committing? Where do you still have fear of rooting? Where do you still have fear of letting go and detaching? And when you deconstruct those fears and let yourself truly and fully relax into your body, you will find that, yes, the symptoms fade away very easily.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so thanks to you as well. And you may want to add, as a remedy, castor oil to some of the products you use if it is not already a part.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Then let us conclude with a brief meditation. Sitting up nice and tall, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and exhaling gently. Bring your awareness back to your heart center. And picture from your heart vast roots of light that go down out through your body. Go out through the base of your spine and through your feet into the earth. Feel these roots and see them growing down and wrapping around the crystals, metals, and minerals within the planet, pulling in this vital elemental energy. See the roots growing deeper down. Feel them going through all of the underwater or underground water, yes, and gases, natural resources. Those things sustain your world, sustain your body. Feel the roots growing deeper down through all the magma within the earth, all the way to the solid crystal core of the planet. Feel the center beneath you vibrating, sending its powerful resonance through all of the layers of the earth and up into your body. Imagine this energy shooting up like a volcano that enters your roots and moves through your body, up through your legs, up through the base of your spine, and sending a warm, magnetic energy into your body that stabilizes you and reminds you that you are a part of the earth. Allow this energy to rise up all the way to the top of your head. And from your crown, picture a thread of light that expands out around your body and becomes a tube that travels all the way down to the center of the earth and all the way up to the center of this galaxy, billions, trillions of light years away. Imagine peering out through the top of your head and zooming far beyond, going out past your head, out past this part of the world, traveling above the earth, traveling up through the moon, traveling up through the sun, zooming out further and faster, passing many stars connected to your planet, where energy travels quickly, rapidly. Stars communicate with one another. Zoom out further, faster, to the center of the galaxy, experiencing that supermassive black hole. And imagine going through it, through its very center, opening up in a single pinpoint of energy that transforms into an endless, formless array of light. Allow this source consciousness to descend like a waterfall through this tube of light, flowing into your body, creating a shower effect, trickling from your crown down through your body, and mixing with this deep magnetic resonance of the earth. Feeling every cell in your body overflowing with light. This energy may have activated you, may have activated your imagination, so that we can walk through a wondrous plane together, if you'd like. Imagine yourself on a fabulous hillside, somewhere either familiar to you from this or another life. A stairway descends down the hillside. As you walk down the stairway, it leads to a structure of marble with many columns. And water in a tub, a long tub, at its center. Walk towards the water, and in front of it, you'll meet one of your guides. Your guide invites you to step into the water with them. This is deeply healing and rejuvenating water. And here in the water you can let go of any energies that no longer resonate with where you'd like to go and who you'd like to be. Find the water is bubbly, tingly, creates waves of warmth, an expansion in your body. Before you exit the water, take a moment to become very still and notice your own reflection on the surface of the water. The water moves, creating ripples in the appearance of your face. If you look closely enough then, you'll see also ripples in time, reflections of people you have been and people you might be. Every subtle movement creating a different ripple that shows you a different perspective, a different possibility. And here you can know that every little action creates a ripple that shapes perception. Yet regardless of all the actions, what you are remains unchanged. It is only these waves that create a perception. You might perceive not enough. You might perceive based in comparison. You might perceive a variety of distorted things. Or you might perceive that you are brilliant, radiant. And that is the higher truth. Don't allow yourself to be bogged down by ripples that distort the perception any other way. For when you settle, you'll find you can always return to the sense of your beauty, your radiance, your power. Regardless of what you do and what happens, your essence as source, as a soul, is always in unity. And the deeper you return to that understanding, the easier it will be to let go of the momentary changes in your perception or the ways that others perceive you. Remaining solid with your foundation of remembering yourself as source and all others as source. Remembering yourself as one with the earth. For as that remembrance takes over you, you will be grounded, you will be stable. And you will, yes, continue to shift again and again, always. But within the shifting, within the pendulum swings, within the ups and downs, you'll remember it is all here and now. And you have always been a perfect embodiment of Source. Step out of the water when you're ready and thank your guide. Receive any last gifts your guide has to share with you. Before closing the doorway of that vision for now, returning into your body, breathing in and smiling deep, sending the ripples of light through your body once more. We thank you for participating in this interaction and for co-creating with us, for it has been a gift for us to get to meet you and experience your world through you. And we hope you've received well the gift of experiencing us and our reality as well. We, or guides like us, are always available to you, for it is all here and now. So whenever you wish to reach out, know that it is simply close your eyes and a breath and an intention away, and we will be there with you, supporting you in the ways that serve you the most. So our thanks and love to you once again, and we wish you a fabulous rest of your evening then.
Thank you.
Thank
All right. You're welcome. Cool. How you guys feeling?